Hey guys, so if you haven't seen my previous video, go down to my channel and it will be right there. But in the previous video, I kind of built up this video. So this is basically, let me just get right into it. So like I was saying in the previous video, we were preparing for his grandfather's funeral, and I was talking to his family, getting to know them. And while I was doing that, I was thinking, I wonder if his mom heard about his grandfather passing. And I asked him, and he's like, yeah, she knows because my dad told her. And I was like, oh, I wonder if she's gonna be at the funeral or whatever. So he's like, oh, I don't know, maybe, or whatever. He wasn't thinking too much of it. So like I said, we live across the street from the church, and that's the church that his grandfather used to go to all the time. So we have the service at the church, and we went in. And when we went into the church, I just went in, and I was with them and the family, so we have our own special thing. And my husband was next to me. He was like, oh, I see my mom. And I was like, oh, where? Because I'm like, let me prepare. Like, I need to know where she is before she come, whatever. And I saw where his mom was, and he's like, oh, it's whatever. So anyway, during the service, it was fine. And before that, we had a wake service down the block. And his family is kind of, they have kind of issues. So his uncle, his two uncles don't like each other at all. And they almost got into a huge, gigantic fight. Like, his uncle was about to, like, punch his other uncle in the face. So, like, that happened. But it was just like, whoa, this is crazy or whatever. But at the service, we go, and his mom is there. His mom wasn't there over there, so I was kind of hopeful. I was like, oh, wow, she's not there, so great. But my parents came for support. They came and they said or whatever. But they didn't come to the funeral service. And so we went, and it was just us by ourselves because it's across the street or whatever. So we went there, and we went in. His mom was there. The service was fine, everything. Now, everyone was coming out. I'm keeping my eye on his mom because I'm like, I'm not going through this shit again or whatever. I don't know what she's going to say. She tried to come at our wedding. We didn't invite her, things like that. So I don't know what's going to happen. So anyway, I go, and, oh, by the way, I forgot to tell you. His mom and his sister did not come to the wedding, but his aunt and his grandma from his mom's side did. So kind of awkward there, whatever. No, but they were very nice. They're very, very nice people. I have no issues with his mom's side of the family, just his mom and his sister. So I don't know what's gonna happen or whatever, but his grandma on his mom's side, and his mom was there. We come out of the church, and everyone is there talking. His mom kind of passes us, don't say anything or whatever, and goes to his dad. And I'm holding his hand, and I'm like there for him, like being the supportive wife or whatever. Now, his mom comes to him and says, John, come here. And he let go of my hand, and he goes and gives his mom a hug. And then after he gives his mom a hug, and his mom's like, oh, I'm so sorry about your grandfather. He doesn't say anything to her. But then after that, he goes and he walks away. So where it was is like, I'm in front, he's there, and the mom comes up. So like, she's in front of me. And so he goes and gives her a hug, and then he tries to pass by, and he leaves. So he goes and he leaves. I don't know where he went. So he left me, right? And he goes and he's just gone. Like, I don't know what happened. I'm kind of like, why would he not, say something like, don't talk to me until you whatever. Let me just tell you what happened, and let me tell you what I thought should happen. So after he leaves, his mom goes and was like, oh, they still haven't taken out the trash out of this house or whatever, and looks towards me and was like, I can't believe she's still here and blah blah blah, saying little things like that. And I'm just like, this motherfucking bitch, like, going and saying some nasty shit. I'm telling you, some nasty shit at this funeral. Like, they still didn't take out the trash out of this house, and I don't understand why she's still here, and I can't believe this, that, and the third, and oh, look what she looked like, and all of this stuff. I'm like, bro, I was so pissed off. Okay, I was so pissed off. But this is his funeral, his grandfather's funeral. So I end up, and then she just says that and then just walks away, and she kind of just like, oh, like that. And I'm just so upset, angry. And then everyone else is going to the thing or whatever, and I'm just kind of like following the crowd, like so mad. I'm like pissed off. When you're so pissed off, like you don't know whether to punch something or like cry. Like that was like the moment I was at. So everyone's trying to go to the church, and everyone's like, there's a little thing afterwards where they get food or whatever, so they're going to a separate building. It's like across the street. So everyone's going there. I kind of walk there, but then I don't go in, and I have to go in the car. I have to go back and smoke a cigarette, because I'm just like, I can't believe this happens. I was so pissed off. At this time, me and my parents are in a better relationship, a great relationship, actually. It's so much better. And so I call my mom crying. I was just like, oh my God, his mom was there, and she said this, and she was talking nasty, this, and all of this stuff to me. Mom was like, calm down. She's like, I'm so pissed off. Like, and then John just left me there and things like that. And she's like, calm down, Vanessa, calm down. And I had to take a breather. And that's what happened, right? So I'm like, for me personally, if I was in reverse, there was my mom that didn't like John and things like that or whatever, even if I was the guy and whatever, first things first, I would never have let go of my hand. Like, I would have never let go and went into his mom's arms or whatever, after the history that we have between me and, the wife and the mom. I would have been like, first of all, do not talk to me until you acknowledge my wife. You can say, hello, Vanessa, and that's that. And walk, and then you can come talk to me. It didn't have to be a fight. Like, bitch, get the fuck out my face. Like, you could just be like, don't talk to me until you acknowledge my wife. That's it. I was so pissed at John. I was so angry at him. Pissed off at him. I was like, because that's what I'm thinking. Like, I would have never left. And then he left me. Even if he hugged and came back here and he was like, okay, now, like, you're not gonna say hi to my wife or whatever, or whatever, left me there. So even she could not verbally abuse me like that. He didn't. He walked off. And so when he realized that I wasn't inside, he came to look for me, and I was out here smoking a cigarette, and I'm crying, and I finally came off the phone with my mom, and I'm like, he comes and he's like, dude, oof, I'm sorry, but he's coming down the, like, I can see where the stuff is, and he's coming down the block, kind of looking for me, whatever. And then he ends up calling me, because he doesn't come fully down. So he calls me, he's like, and I don't answer, like, I'm just ignoring him or whatever. My mom finally comes off the phone, and I see John heading towards the car. So I'm gonna save that conversation for the next video, because this is gonna be a part 2. But yeah, I hope you guys like this video and wait for part 2.